Record. All right. Welcome to my breath, feelings, essential oils, and meditation event on behalf of Living Well Now. And I'm Aaron Lahman, part of the Living Well Now leadership team. And this is one of my favorite classes to lead. Choosing to offer this every month. I think probably for two reasons. One, to take care of myself and support my own wellness expansion as I go through one of the harder times in my life. And I know I'm not alone on that journey of, the ups, the downs, the valleys, the tougher times. And so, I hope this could be helpful to others as well. So if you catch this live on Facebook, if you happen to be live with me on Zoom, or if you watch this after the fact on YouTube, just know I'm grateful to be on the journey with you. Know that I have no idea what it's like to be in your shoes and don't want to ever sound like that or pretend that I do know, because each of our journeys has been so different up until this point. So, just sending you love on your journey. I invite you to take what resonates with you tonight from this event, and and don't hesitate to reach out to me after the fact, whether it's via Instagram, Aaron.Lahman, or Our Healing Voices is my podcast. You could find both of those on Instagram. You can also find interviews, Our Healing Voices interviews on YouTube. So just know that I would love for you to reach out to me if I could be supportive going forward. Okay, so on that note, I am not a doctor that's here to prescribe, cure, fix whatever you have going on in your life. I am courageously transforming myself over here. I have just found this Young Living lifestyle, the essential oils, and also the amazing other products that they have been super helpful to me on my journey, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So take what you resonate with tonight, and just know I'm not trying to cure anybody at all tonight or ever. So sending you big love, and let's dive in. So first off, breath. Let's just take a couple deep breaths as we're beginning this event together. Just slowing down, taking time to come into this moment. Feeling your belly expand as you inhale. And then up into your lungs, and then exhaling. So many different breathing techniques. I invite us all to, do our own research when it comes to breath and finding our breath. I also invite us to not get too hung up on rules about breathing. For me, when I think about breath work or when I share a meditation, inviting people to breathe, it's less about the exact how-tos and more about just taking the time, right, to come back into our bodies. Oftentimes our minds get so active and chatter that we disconnect and we forget what a miracle it is that we're breathing right now, that we're inhaling and we're oxygenating our cells and our bodies. And there's just this phenomenal process happening all day, all night, right? This oxygen, carbon dioxide exchange is just a magical experience to have. So just breathing that in. So less about the exact how-tos and more about just reconnecting to our breath, reconnecting to our bodies, reconnecting to the miracle of it that it is to be alive right now. And One thing I also like to ponder is without the trees outside, there's no life. Without the ocean and the phytoplankton in the ocean and all the plant species in the ocean, we're not here. Without the desert sands around the world, we're not here. Like the ecosystem of this earth balances, supports each other, and supports all of it. And we know that when we start messing with it, it throws things off. And so just recognizing our interconnection, our connectedness, our literal oneness to the plants, to the animal kingdom, to nature. So just breathing in. That connection, right? That oxygen is there because of the ocean, because of the plants, because of the trees, because of the desert sands, because of the sun, because of what this earth is, right? So just breathing in that gratitude. Research continues to show the importance of taking time to breathe intentionally. And so I invite you to find a routine. It could be a short, small routine during, maybe your alarm goes off every 2 hours to remind you to take a couple minute deep breath. Maybe you do something like that. I have an alarm that goes off every afternoon, and it reminds me to take some deep breaths and get centered on gratitude, compassion, empathy. So, right, find your own routine with your breath and just and being intentional. Maybe there's a YouTube group, breathwork group that you vibe with and enjoy, and you go to like one of their Zoom calls and they do a whole breathing exercise. I just invite us all to dive in to this powerful vessel, this experience that we're having. So psychological and behavioral outputs are of deep breathing, of breathing intentionally, are increased comfort, relaxation, pleasantness, vigor and alertness, and also reducing symptoms of arousal, anxiety, depression, anger, and confusion. So worth exploring for all of us. Yeah, worth exploring. And for me, essential oils are an incredible reminder. And this is one of the main reasons that I will share these essential oils, these Young Living essential oils with people forever, as long as I'm here on the earth, because they are a reminder. When we have oils in the diffuser, when we're just breathing from the bottle, they are a reminder to reconnect to our breath, to check in with our bodies, to check in with our emotions, right? To check in, to come back to breath, out of the fight or flight, into the rest and digest. So here's to all the ways in which we can learn more about how taking care of our breath, taking care of our lungs, taking care of our bodies and our minds and our spirits, how they all are so interconnected. So this Andrew Huberman, if you've not heard of him, I would highly recommend checking out his podcast, The Huberman Lab. You can also catch a lot of clips on YouTube. That's where I've watched a decent amount. But I happened to see this on Twitter. He shared this back in February, and he calls it a physiological sigh. And it's not just yogic or breath work. It's actually a naturally occurring breath pattern, and it reverses hypoxia, occurs in sleep too. It also happens to be the fastest way to de-stress. So, and they've done a lot of research on brain body, mind body, and breath. But let's just practice this one. The physiological sigh, he says, deep inhale, deep nasal inhale, followed by a second brief nasal inhale. Right? So it's kind of 2 inhales. And then an exhale via the mouth. So let's try it again. Inhale. Inhale some more. Exhale through the mouth. So deep nasal inhale through the nose. Second one. Exhale through the mouth. And as we're doing this, we're also being cognizant and thinking about breathing into our bellies, not just, and I learned this in choir class, and maybe you remember this from music growing up, from your music classes, but rather than just filling the lungs, we want to fill the diaphragm, we want to fill the tummy, so really breathe into all of our body. So again, deep nasal inhale. Second one, exhale through the mouth. Okay. So as a physiological side, definitely check out Dr. Andrew Huberman to just learn more about breathing and all sorts of body, mind, spirit wellness. So feelings. We are human. And we have lots of feelings. Yeah, we all have so many different feelings. I love this little graphic off here to the side. You can check out, but all sorts of feelings that we go through on a week to week, month to month, day to day basis. Let's just be real. It's more day to day. If you're a human like me, some hours you might be feeling on top of the world. You might be feeling silly at other points. You might be feeling really dark, really low, depressed, bored maybe. So many different feelings, right, that we're all experiencing. Sometimes it's easy to just get into happy or sad, right? And yet there's so many different nuances and special gifts if we explore a little further and explore all of these different feelings that are available to us on this human journey. And as we think about this, so for me, again, this is for me, take what you resonate with. For me, I find that it's really important to show up for all of the feelings. So a sadness wave flows in. How can I show up for that sadness versus running from it, right? Sadness wave coming in, we're like, get away. No, I don't want to go there. The tendency, and because it can be uncomfortable, right? And especially, maybe sometimes that sadness brings up, we feel alone in dealing with that sadness. So perhaps that's a reason we want to run from it, because we're like, ooh, I'm feeling alone. But what if there were other people out there who wanted to support us as we navigate through the sadness, the darkness, the difficulties, the fears, right? So it's just being mindful of that, right? That there are a lot of resources out there. If we're courageous enough to look, right? Really to look. And so as these different feelings, the waves come through, perhaps throughout the day, perhaps it's more of a weekly flow. I don't know, for me, over the last 7 months, I'm kind of in this, for 2 weeks, I'm feeling pretty grateful and I'm feeling pretty good. But then about a couple of weeks every month, I'm feeling a little sad, a little blue, missing my mom, And so this is this journey, right, of being a human. And so how do we not suppress when that grief bubbles up or when that anger bubbles up? What are some ways in which we can release it? Maybe it's talking to a really good, close friend of ours, or just somebody that we trust, maybe a counselor or a therapist, finding a space. Maybe it's talking to God, the universe, whatever, if you're on a spiritual path or have that spiritual understanding, having a prayer. Maybe it's journaling, right? Journaling through that anger. Maybe getting to the bottom of why does this resentment not go away, right? So lots of different ways in which we can show up for the feelings. And I haven't even said that there are lots of amazing books written by people who have gone through some of the wild, craziest, darkest of times, and perhaps we can glean some ideas from them as to how to show up for these different feelings. So all that to say, I personally find that if I hang out in the resentment zone for too long, my body doesn't love that. My energy body, my spirit doesn't love me sitting in resentment for days. And so it's just being mindful as we show up for this variety of feelings, right, that each of us has. It's being mindful of what feelings, like what we're sitting in. Does that make sense? Like if there's all these different swimming pools of emotion, right? And it's like, personally, there's plenty of research out there, and there's no perfect path, but there's plenty of research out there that it is really important to dive into the pools of gratitude and to dive into the pools of joy. There's so much research out there that this mind-body, emotional connection, spiritual connection, that all influences how our body shows up. So it's just important to be mindful, right? If I'm just going to hang out in the pool of deep sadness, boy, I mean, I'm going to run it. I mean, if we're going to do that, we're going to learn a lot, you know? But for me, in order to be functional and helpful and healthy, what I've found personally, and take what you like, leave what you don't. What I've found is that diving into the joy, diving into the gratitude, diving into showing up for the feelings, right? Showing up for the sadness, showing up for the resentment, deep, like exploring those feelings more so, getting out in nature to show up for our feelings. Sometimes I don't need to journal. I don't need to talk to anybody. I really just need to go sit in the yard. You know, maybe that's what the feelings are requesting of you. So again, just being mindful of how powerful our feelings are upon our bodies. So again, there's no perfect path. You know, I used to try to be in gratitude and joy all the time, and I actually found that to be unhealthy for me. And so how do we show up for the others, all these other emotions? And how do we dance through it all, like explore through it all, learn through it all? Okay, so a deep breath with that. Mind-body research is continuing to expand. We know that that essential oils really can access feelings. Odors, breathing in odors, take a direct route to the limbic system, including the amygdala and the hippocampus, which are the regions related to emotion and memory. Perhaps you smell fresh cut grass and it takes you to somewhere. Like for me, when I smell fresh cut grass, I'm immediately at Sun Valley Elementary in like second or third grade, smelling the fresh cut grass, you know? So perhaps you have those memories that connect to smells. And so this is part of the reason that a lot of us like to use essential oils to help us shift energies, to shift our stories and our beliefs and our patterns, our patterning, right? Our programs that we've come to own. And so adding in essential oils to a meditation practice, a prayer practice, can just further integrate this awareness, this peacefulness, this knowledge into our whole body. Okay, so to close on the feelings, we're all on a journey, right? We're all on a journey. No gratitude. There's no gratitude and joy people 24/7. Now, don't get me wrong. There are probably some that are rocking 22 out of 24. You know, some people are doing that. But I just encourage us all to show up for all of the feelings and be aware that joy and gratitude and compassion, self-compassion, right? All of the giggling, silliness, these are all very healing energies for our bodies, our minds, our spirits. And so it's important to show up for all the feelings and also be mindful of dive into the gratitude, dive into the joy. Our bodies are going to love it when we do that. And our bodies also love it when we show up for the sadness in our own unique, authentic way. So what are essential oils? Essential oils are the lifeblood of a plant. And when these plants are grown in the right conditions, harvested at the correct time, and distilled with the utmost care, they can aid in keeping our bodies healthy, well, and happy. Essential oils are composed of teeny molecules, and these molecules are so small that they can pass through our tissues and directly into our cells. Our systems are super effective and can transport these molecules all over our bodies within a matter of minutes. Young Living has been in the essential oil sharing world and industry for 29 years. I believe this summer's 29. They have seed to seal farms and 25 seed to seal farms around the world. They are an industry leader when it comes to testing. So we know when we get present time oil in the mail, we know we're getting present time oil, and the correct oil in there, the purest of oils in there, and we can just trust that seed to seal promise and all that testing. Young Living has over 600 life-changing products and has members in 100 countries, and that's continuing to grow. And if you have not checked out the Young Living Foundation, I would highly encourage you to do so. That's another reason many of us in the Living Well Now community are stoked about what Young Living is about in this world. So again, seed to seal promise is Young Living's promise to us that from the time a seed is planted until the time the bottle gets sealed up and sent to us, the product gets sealed up and sent to us, we know that we're getting the best of the best when it comes to wellness products, wellness essential oils for ourselves. So 3 methods of using oils topically. So present time oil, we could just literally take a nice drop, make this a cologne or a perfume. You could put it on your wrists. You could put it on the back of your neck. Again, be mindful if you are brand new to use carrier oils as you're getting to know how your body, how your skin responds to different oils. So just be mindful of that. Some people around the world always dilute their oils. I personally rarely dilute my oils. That's just what I choose to do over here. But yeah, if you're brand new, explore using carrier oils just to kind of like, as your skin gets to know like, oh, that's what present time, how my skin reacted to present time. Okay, that's nice. Second method, aromatic diffusers. So my wife is not feeling 100%. So I've been diffusing like wild all day today around the house. So yeah, you can use a diffuser. You can also just breathe from the bottle. You can also make your own little bathroom sprays or room sprays or linen sprays. But breathing it in is a game changer. You don't have to apply 6 drops. Sometimes it's just, maybe sometimes you just need to breathe in an oil from the bottle. And then the third and final way, which Young Living has a vitality line, which just means that these vitality oils that Young Living has, we could put into a stainless steel glass of water, into a marinade, into a salad dressing, and we could consume those. So just be sure that it has a vitality label on it, or that it has a vitality counterpart. So like Thieves Vitality and Thieves, you know, the other Thieves bottle labels, these 2 labels are different, but they're the same Thieves oil. And so just be mindful, just make sure if you're going to ingest any of these Young Living oils, just make sure it has a vitality oil as well. Okay, so feelings kit. Thanks for your patience. I guess I'm in a slower flow today, so I will do my best as we keep on moving through this. But the feelings kit, I love this kit. This has been a game changer here the last couple of years. Just honestly, for me, it's mirror work. It's looking in the mirror and getting honest. It's looking in the mirror and getting honest. Like, oh, like I'm kind of distracted, right? sometimes when I'm smelling present time, I'm like, oh, wow, I've been pretty distracted lately. I'm not listening very well to my friends, or I'm so in my head about back then or up there, out in the future. So it's kind of just a mirror work exercise, spending some time with these oils. Um, so we'll dive into these. I'm going to do a little mini meditation as we cruise through these. Feel free to screenshot the graphics as we move through them, and then we'll finish out there after this little mini meditation, probably 5 minutes worth. Okay, so first off, present time oil. So again, as we began the class tonight, the event tonight, we were just focused on reconnecting to our breath, reconnecting to the wondrous gift that oxygen is to our bodies and our minds and our spirits, right? So coming into the moment, feeling our breath, connecting to our bodies. Maybe it's touching your shoulder. I don't know, I don't always do that very often, but that feels pretty nice. Grabbing the shoulders, giving yourself a little love. And we're just coming into the present moment, right? When we are locked into the present, ooh, it is pretty magical, right? Have you ever gotten lost on a hike and you're just like, not like actually lost, but like lost in the moment while out on a hike? Or lost in the moment while sitting in the yard or working in your garden, or just presence, right? Showing up to the present moment. It's tempting to go future and past, future and past, future and past all the time. And yet oftentimes we're missing out on the magic going on around us, right? This reality that we're breathing and interacting right now. And that's because of the trees and the oceans and the plants all around the world. Wow. So present time. Whew. Yum. It smells delicious. Next one is VALOR. VALOR, or valor in Old English. VALOR, and maybe it's present day English in British dictionaries. But for me, VALOR in Spanish is bravery and courage. So each of us right here, right now, is a resilient, courageous human. You've been through a lot. You're going through a lot. We've all been through a lot. The person you interacted with at the grocery today has been through a lot. We are all very resilient. So just acknowledging that courage that already resides inside of us, the courage to show up and be kind, to show up and help others, show up and support ourselves. It takes a lot of courage. And so then we're just inviting that courage to expand. So where in your life do you desire an increase in courage? What aspect of your life? Could be on some ritual you want to add to your day, some practice. And you need the courage to just take the leap, to have that conversation, to book that appointment. So here's the courage expanding where you yearn for it to expand in your life. Next two oils are release and forgiveness. Release is a beautiful mirror exercise. It's just kind of like identifying, all right, what programs, what downloads, what belief systems serve me, bring life to my body, mind, and spirit, bring life to my relationships. What are those programs, those beliefs, those thought patterns? And then what are not? What are no longer serving us, right? What are the programs that are no longer serving us? Like, for example, I said earlier, right? This idea that I should be joyful and grateful all the time became kind of a toxic belief for me. And so over this last 4 years, I've been working at not getting lost in this like, wild pursuit of joy and gratitude, joy and gratitude, joy and gratitude. So I'm releasing some of this perfectionist joy and gratitude stuff And I'm owning more of a healthy understanding of this human emotional roller coaster journey that we're all having. So you have your unique conversation with yourself, right? With the journal, in prayer, with a counselor. What programs, what beliefs, what thought patterns are no longer serving you? And how can you choose to release those? Sometimes releasing those involves us diving into forgiveness, right? And exploring, like, oh, I don't know if I'm ever going to let go of that thought pattern, if I'm forever going to be resentful of that person, right? Because if that person kind of downloaded that thought pattern into your psyche, right? There's this intense relationship there. So it's like, all right, how do I breathe into forgiveness in those harder connections, those harder memories? Is it possible? I believe it's possible for all of us, but it's not easy. Sometimes we really need support on it, right? And it's oftentimes not overnight. For me, it's, I've spent 20 years forgiving some childhood things. So here's to forgiveness expanding in ourselves, grace expanding in our bodies, minds, spirits. Yeah. In our own due time, right? In our timing, right? And in the timing, like, as we're willing to show up to forgive, maybe it's just a little bit right now, or maybe it's a lot. Final two oils are harmony and inner child. So harmony, always a nice one to just close as a closing oil, like after you come out of that release and forgiveness, kind of intense internal dialogue and exploring, right? This harmony is just like, for me, peace and tranquility, expanding all in my life, all zones of my life, all zones of your life, right? So we're breathing in that harmony into all zones of our life. And maybe there's a specific zone or a specific part of our bodies, right? I'm healing a little foot situation right now. So it's like breathing harmony. Maybe it's even putting some harmony oil on my foot, filling my bones in my foot, the muscles in my feet, in my foot, right? Breathing harmony into that part of our bodies. Deep breaths. And then inner child, last oil. And inner child is having a little conversation with the little person inside, right? Little Aaron. What's little Aaron need tonight? What's little Aaron requesting, right? When I think of little Aaron, I think of like free-spirited, playful little Aaron, I think when we were kids, most of us were just pretty enamored with life and with like right now. And so maybe that's was not the case for you. Maybe you don't remember it as that. But for me, I like, when I'm thinking about inner child, I think about this playful, free-spirited self. And I yearn for that to expand in my life, that I can breathe with more peace, more tranquility, more calm, more playfulness. So maybe your inner child wants you to play, wants you to play your favorite record from childhood, turn on some of your favorite jams from back in the day that you haven't listened to in a long time. Maybe your inner child wants you to listen to those songs and cry for 30 minutes tonight. Maybe your inner child just wants a good cry, listening to really good music. Maybe your inner child is ready for you to sign up for an art class. Yeah, maybe your inner child wants you to go hang out outside and breathe in the outdoors. So as we're closing here tonight, again, I'm Aaron Lahman. I do these feelings kit meditations, probably in like an every couple week flow right now. Feel free to follow me on Instagram or Facebook. If you'd like to have a longer version meditation, I just gave you the little snapshot version. But yeah, I love this kit. Maybe you will too if you haven't ordered it yet. Maybe it's a bucket list item that you save up for and order eventually. But these 6 oils are game changers, and I'm excited to keep working with them and learning from them and seeing what new awarenesses come forth in the coming years. All right, so transfer buying, again, if you are brand new to the Young Living world, a lot of us see this Young Living path as a way to like enhance our wellness lifestyle, right? There's so many different tools to wellness, and many of us have found that Young Living oils and Young Living products, like the Feelings Kit, like the Ningxia Red, like the CBD line, all of these different products allow us to really live in super great wellness. So what's exciting is you get to kind of like lock in on whatever your personal goals are. So nobody's telling you what to order. You don't have to order this or have to order that. You just get to decide. You get to decide what wellness goals you have for yourself or for your family or for your grandkids or kids. And then you kind of lock in, pick products that vibe in those zones. A lot of us choose to be on loyalty rewards. It's a monthly wellness box. I highly, highly recommend it. You can earn back every month that you order 50 PV or more, which is about $50 plus tax and shipping. Every time you order 50 PV plus, you're getting points back. Those first 3 months, you get 10% in points back. Months 4 to 24, it's 20% back, and 25 and beyond is 25% back. So yeah, highly recommend checking out loyalty rewards. Maybe it's just kind of like going through the product guide and identifying like, hey, here are the 12 products that I really want to make happen and get into my life, into my house, into my apartment, and to start experiencing these specific products. But yeah, our Living Well Now team does our best to offer events like this on the regular. Thanks for going a little overtime. And yeah, we also have an incredible group of business leaders, brand partners, Young Living brand partners. And so we're also doing our best to provide education for people who are launching businesses with Young Living. It's not the path that, like, most Young Living members are product users solo. They're not even thinking about growing a business or sharing the oils with their friends, but it is an option for those of you who are curious. Yeah, I would definitely reach out to the person who invited you to watch this call on Facebook or YouTube or on Zoom to learn more about, maybe they can help you connect you to a business leader, either on the Living Well Now team, if you're a part of the Living Well Now team, or within whatever team they're a part of. So again, if you're ready to get dive in, whether it's for the Feelings Kit or another starter bundle, be sure to go to youngliving.com. Be sure to get your friend's referral ID. And yeah, I would highly recommend ordering 100 PV or more on your first order, or sign up for loyalty rewards on your first order, and that will ensure that you get 24% off of the retail pricing. And then if you are interested in becoming growing a business, you can become a brand partner right off the bat by ordering up a business essentials kit. But yeah, definitely check in with your friend who invited you to listen in here tonight. And our upcoming classes, next week is convention. So many of us Living Well Now team members will be joining a lot of Young Living members in Utah. So next week is going to kind of be an off week, but then the following Wednesday, people who are in Arizona, there will be a convention recap and product demo at Rio Vista Rec Center. The next night, Thursday, the 20th, we will do an online version of that, just to kind of explain what's been launched, what new Young Living products have been launched, and give other little snapshots or experiences from the convention. And then finally, make sure you put this event on your calendar. It's called the Oil Underground, and it's on the 26th. My sister-in-law, Andrea, hosts that and also invites other Living Well Now team members to share testimonials and powerful ways in which Young Living products and oils have been supportive of their journeys. So that's kind of what we have on the horizon. Thanks so much for being here tonight, whether you joined on Zoom or on YouTube after the fact, or on Facebook. Yeah, big love to you on your journey. Just know I'm cheering you on. I know none of us is walking on sunshine all the time. And so just know that I'm sending you love as you find your way forward, in love and kindness and in patience with this wellness journey that you're on. Anyway, thanks for being here. Love from California. Adios.